How's it going, guys? Bring your platoon here, and welcome to another great game in World of Tanks Xbox One Edition. Today I'll be playing in the Tier 9 French tank destroyer, the Foch. And while a lot of people hate the Tier 10 counterpart to this line, the Foch 155, they do so under very, very great pretenses. Because the Foch 155, you know what, I'm just going to explain all the strengths of this tank and why it's better than the Tier 10. It's got 2.3 aim time. It has a better mobility. It has DPM on its side. It's got better accuracy. Its accuracy is 0.33 for every 100 meters fired on this gun. The armor, however, is the same for the Tier 10 counterpart because essentially all you're getting with the Tier 10 is a bigger and less accurate gun. And while you can potentially do, let's say, 750 alpha... Is it 750 alpha or 850? Well, either way, 750 times 3, that's 1,500. Like, 2250 in 3 shots. This thing, because your gun is a smaller caliber than 155, that means if you shoot, it will have less effect on your camo rating. On the Tier 10, I put on a camo net and binoculars. Because if you're detected in a Tier 10 game with this fucking tank, or the Tier 10, and you try to aim in shots, you're going to miss 2 out of 3 of them, and you're going to have to reload for 45 seconds. It sucks. It absolutely sucks. The only way to actually play the Foch 155 reliably is up close, and when you are up close with people, they're going to look at your 2 hatches and your T-bar Commander Cupola and be like, oh hey, hi weak spots, and shoot them. And while you're going around the corners, the beginning of your gun... Oh, fuck that accuracy, that was gay. If you're going around corners, they can shoot where your gun becomes part of your upper hull and pen that no problem too. It's like a little hood over the beginning of the gun. You'll see it if you know what I'm talking about, if you've seen it. But this thing, not good for brawling. DPM is good, and so is the accuracy, but you can't side scrape with this thing. You can't get hit by arty in this thing. If you're detected and out in the open, you better get your ass to a safe location and fast, because if arty hits the top of this thing, you are going probably to get one hit. With the Tier 7s that you can face, maybe not one hit, but it'll be damn fucking close. And if you don't get one hit, your crew will die, or you'll catch on fire, or they'll damage your engine, or maybe all of the above if you're super lucky. So I'll keep bouncing off that Type 4 heavy. This thing has 325 millimeters of penetration for its APCR premium rounds. So I start loading those. I know I can go through the Type 4 heavy with those reliably in the front. Even if he does angle, I can always hit his weak spots and go through every single time. But this thing, I love this thing. It's great. It's got really good camo. It's got like 41 camo, and yeah, it's not the best. It's a little bit lower than the Tier 9 waffle, but it's got mobility. You can get away from scary situations faster, and yes, if they hit your ass, yes, they will go through even with high explosives. But while that sucks, you still have the angled armor in the front, and the lower plate is really, really tiny and very well angled if they are facing you frontally. And as long as you are not backing up and down any hills, they will not be able to pen that lower hull, as it is very angled. Unless, of course, they're like a Tier 10, in which case it's like a 50-50. But most of the time, they're just going to try and pen your upper hull, as when they load premiums, it really doesn't matter how well you angle, they're going to go through. And yes, I'm referring to everything in Tier 10. That includes destroyers and heavies, and perhaps mediums too. Yes, of course mediums. Because that upper hull is just not good enough. If the gun depression was 10 degrees instead of 6, this thing would be an absolute monster for going over ridges. You would be able to hide your T-bar, Commander's Cupola, and the fucking half bowling ball hatch on my right there beneath the gun. There wouldn't be any of it poking out, and you'd be able to reliably pop up in complete safety. Of course, there's still Artie to worry about if that buff were to happen, but I doubt it. So let's just put it out of our minds right now. This tank is for what it is. It's a tank destroyer. It's French. It doesn't have much armor, but where it does have armor, it works. It works. As long as you are not brawling with people, you won't get pissed off and stop playing the tank like I did. Again, with the Foch 155. But as you can see, they're going to start shooting at me here because I am detected. Wait for the shots to hit. Anytime. There it is. And that was probably the Conqueror shooting at me. Or did we kill the Conqueror? Maybe the E-75. But it does work as long as you angle correctly and move your tank a little bit, wiggle, etc. But it's a good tank destroyer. You just gotta be not as reliant on armor as you would be in a German tank destroyer or a Russian tank destroyer. Well, the 263, but they're replacing with a 268U or something like that, which is weird because I don't think there's anything wrong with the Object 263. I think they would want to replace the piece of crap that is the 268. Yeah, it has a good gun on it, but that's about it. You'll be insta-penned by heavies in the front of your own tier. They don't even have to load premiums. Like, why wouldn't they get rid of the 268? Because it's got good concealment? Ooh. And that light tank's dead, which is great, because now they can't spot me unless I get extremely close to them. And like I said earlier in the video, for the tier 10, I had the camo net and the binocs up. And, you know, if you are playing this tank to play it well, you're also going to need those view range perks for just maximizing your view range. So recon, as well as all the camouflage perks. So you want recon, situational awareness, muzzled shot, camo, silent driving's a good one. And that's, I think, all of them, besides Green Thumb, which I wouldn't really use because it only increased your camo in bushes by 5%. Not enough for me to care. So, go for those other ones. Don't really, in my opinion, I don't think the Green Thumb one is worth it before the other ones. So, I see the Artie. He knows he's detected. I try and get a free shot off. I should have aimed that more, but I didn't think he was going to just go straight. So I biffed that into the ground. Unfortunately, he gets away. But what I do have is a shot in this VK 4502B in the back of his turret. And we'll see if I do get that shot off in a few seconds. And I damage his ammo rack. Great result there. If he didn't use his repair kit already, I'm sure he's going to fix that to avoid the long-ass reload. But that was great. So he probably used his repair kit. I'm going to assume he did. So that means if I have him tracked in place, I can just work my way around him, and if he doesn't have a good enough crew to repair it in time, I can just take pop shots. I was trying to essentially aim for the top of his turret there, or the side of his turret, so I could pen it and maybe, you know, completely blow up his ammo rack, killing him. But that didn't work out. I should have aimed a little bit higher, but I did not. So that's fine. Here's the Artie. I obviously can't, you know, let him get away again. And there he goes. Probably should have aimed that shot in better. But I bounced a shot from what I assume to be the VK 4502B there. And they are trying to cap out. There's two of them on the base. I have 20 seconds to do something about it. I try as hard as I can to aim in my shot. Luckily, I did not. Well, I guess it would have been lucky if I penned and damaged him. But luckily, critical hitting the M103 stopped the cap there. Gave me a little bit more time to work with. I still have premiums loaded. I shoot the side of the VKB, and the cap goes reset again. Or gets reset again, giving me more time to relocate my position, get a little closer, and I am still on 100% HP, which is great. Should have aimed in that shot a little better. I'm wiggling a little bit. Doesn't help much with that T-bar cupola, but it does help to throw off their aim just a little bit. I pinned the tracks of the M103 and damaging them that time, which, thank God. Tier 9 Waffle takes him out. I aim at the cheeks of the VKB. Pen it with the 325 premium penetration on this thing. He's wiggling, as he should be. Biffed the shot into the mantlet there. Not really happy about that. But luckily, I don't have much more to worry about as the Tier 9 Waffle takes him out. So there's the game. I got effectively... I know I got a fire. I don't really know how much pens I really got. Let's see in the stats here. I did lose money because I do run T on this. You don't really have to, but just to increase the time you can aim in the tanks and as well as everything else by 10%. I do like to run the T. So I got 17 penetrations with that fire. And the ammunition cost was 111,000. That's great. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.